Welcome to the Cyber Sangha podcast. Cyber Sangha is a program of free live broadcasts, launched in 2009 by renowned teacher and author Tenzin Wangyal Rinpoche. Join us as we draw on ancient Tibetan wisdom to discover how to connect with our best self and live to our highest potential. The following conversation, Meet the Director of Broken Wings, happened on April 23, 2022, with film director Shenpenn Khymsar, Tenzin Wangyal Rinpoche, and host Jhama Lhamo, as part of a year-long series, Bring Body, Speech, and Mind to Life. This content is for informational purposes only. Listeners should consult medical professionals for any physical or mental health concerns. Please use headphones and do not meditate while driving or operating machinery.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody, all our Cyber Sangha members around the world, my Facebook friends. I'm so happy, excited today here. So first of all, it's like our conversation will be a little bit like a family. My sister Jhama Lhamo is here, and our also Khymsar family. Shenpenn is here, so this is actually a little family conversation. So I'm happy to have and very excited, happy for Shenpenn, for you, and I really wish all my best wishes and this amazing achievement, great success. I have my blessings, prayers is with you, and I will now. I don't know what happened. Jhama kind of disappeared. Okay, so I will now let Jhama introduce Shenpenn, and then we will start the conversation. Unmute you, Jhama.
Tashidele, this is Jhama Lhamo, and welcome to Cyber Sangha Zoom live session. For today's episode, we have a Bollywood film director of a Tibetan origin, Mr. Shenpenn Khymsar. Before proceeding, I would like to brief you all about him. He is a filmmaker, an actor, director, and a music composer. Born in Darjeeling to a Tibetan refugee parents, did his schooling from an Irish Catholic school, Darjeeling, India. In order to pursue his dream of becoming a rock musician and a filmmaker, he left for United States 25 years ago, and then he shifted to Toronto and became a Canadian citizen. His unwavering determination have always pushed him forward. So far, he made few short films on different genres, but the upcoming Bollywood movie Broken Wings, which is going to be released on 29th of April, is his biggest movie. A man endowed with Buddhist moral ethics always believes in making the best out of himself, deeply passionate about filmmaking and composing music. A man with a compassionate heart and fearless soul, an activist, ready to stand for the rights of humanity. Yes, I'm talking about our very own Tibetan, multi-talented Mr. Shenpenn Khymsar. We are honored to have him here as our special guest on today's session to talk about his upcoming movie, Broken Wings. Testile Shenpenn.
Testile, thank you so much. Thank you. That was very kind. I think a little more than I deserve kind of introduction, but I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, sir. So welcome to our Zoom live session, and it's lovely to have you here. Being the first ever Tibetan to ever direct a Bollywood feature film itself is a very proud moment for all the Tibetan people. So thank you for making us proud.
Thanks.
And yes, the first question to you is that, about the movie. The trailer itself shows a tragic love story set posed in 1986 in Gorkha land. In this film, there are few well-known Bollywood actors such as Vinay Pathak. He's a great actor, and Neetu Pandey, Sonakshi Grover. This is quite interesting to know because it is not easy to approach them. We want to know the story behind how you have convinced them to play a role in your movie, and is there any other Bollywood actors to whom you have approached and have turned down your proposal?
Well, firstly, again, thank you so much. And it is an honor for me, even though Rinpoche mentioned in the opening statement that this is more like a family affair, but it's still a big honor for me to be in the same frame as, such a wise and learned teacher of our tradition, Rinpoche. And so for me, it's a very big honor, and I appreciate this so much. And to you, Jhama, thank you for hosting this. And to all the viewers, wherever you are in the world, Tashidelek and hello and greetings. I am in the Himalayan town of Gangtok in Sikkim right now. So if there is a little bit of technical lagging, in the internet, so please pardon me. There is a storm right now outside. It's raining heavily. So in this part of the world, one of the beauty is that the electricity goes off and we get to enjoy some darkness and light some candles. So if there is some disturbances, so please bear with us. To answer your question, I didn't know anyone directly when I came to Mumbai, Bombay. 2018, I made my first trip, kind of planning this film. It was in the very early stages of the pre-production. I had the story. I had written the story, but I hadn't written the screenplay yet. So, but I was working on it, and then I flew to Mumbai, and my only connection at that time was a very, very big, well-known director called Bollywood director. Actually, he's a revolutionary director called Anurag Kashyap. And Anurag Kashyap and I had met many years ago in New York and in Vancouver, and we had done a panel discussion together. So Anurag and I became good friends, and he made very cult big movies called Gangs of Wasipur, and he's directed Sacred Games and many other movies. So because of him, I knew I met Nawazuddin Siddiqui, who's one of the biggest actors out of the Indian film industry. And Nawaz and I are very good friends. And then, I started kind of putting together my team. So I needed all my technical team from Bombay, Mumbai. So my cameraman in the film world, it's called DOP, Director of Photography or Cinematographer. I got in touch with a very well-known cinematographer. He's actually a national award winner in India, Sushil Rajpal. So him and I met through some people, and then him and I connected right away. And so that was the beginning. And then I had to put together a direction team, like for my ADs, my first AD, AD means assistant director. So I started from scratch. I just had myself and my self-belief, and I knew that that if I work hard and if I persevere, things will work out. And I've always believed in myself, even though it's been tough. It's been a very tough journey. So 2018, I started like that, and then one thing led to the next, and then I met Vinay through the DOP, and Vinay and I met for a coffee in the morning. And these guys are like very, very well-known, respected actors, not just film actors. They're also very respected theater actors. So for them to meet someone like me, it was already a huge honor, because I'm just an ordinary filmmaker, and I had no connection, nothing. So Vinay and I met, and we hit it off right away. We became very close, and he's a wonderful. Apart from being an actor, he's an amazing human being. And I have learned over the years that most of these very successful artists, they're usually a very good human being. And I've learned that in order to be a good actor or a good artist, you have to be a good human being. So I was fortunate enough to meet them. And so that's how, one thing led to the next. And eventually long story short, I had a team of 150 to 200 crew members. And it sounds kind of maybe fancy and cool right now, but it wasn't easy. It was tough. No.
That's Shimbala. Very nice of you to talk and reply. Okay, my second question to you is that since we are talking about your film, I personally wanted to know what does the title of your movie means, Broken Wings? Is it something to do about discouraging the talents and the skills of the younger generation by the society or by any means of political power or their parents? So please tell us what exactly the title reveals.
Thank you. It's a very good question. Yes, there is a very deep reason behind this title. Broken Wings, it's a metaphoric title. And I genuinely believe, like if we look at the universe and if we look at our human world, our world, our human beings, doesn't matter what race, color, or country we live in, the most powerful influences on a human society is government, education system, religion, and corporate culture, capitalism. And the fifth is environment. Now, environment is the only thing that is kind of, you can't contest much with it because it's environment, it's organic, it's natural, right? There was a reason why we Tibetans, our ancestors drank butter tea, salt and butter tea in Tibet, because it was scientific. It was a way to keep ourselves warm. So we can't complain or we can't fight it. We have to adjust with it. But apart from that, the other four entities, they are the strongest entities that determine a human society, a human culture. And from my understanding, the education system is very, very archaic. It is so backward and ancient. So the education system, it has clipped the wings of the youth all over the world. And when I say education system, I mean, because unfortunately, throughout the world, most of us kind of correlate education with academics. But what I've learned in my life is that academics is just one part of the education system, the education. And I've come to realize that the biggest education and the most important education is to my ability to put myself in your shoe and empathize. And that is the highest form of education, I think. But our system is such, and the education system is kind of regulated by governments and corporations. Medicine is regulated by pharmaceutical companies. Like I remember when we were growing up, even in India or even in the US, when somebody asks if you're in high school or college, and if they ask, what are you taking? What stream, like what subject? And if kids say, oh, I'm a science student or I'm engineering, like any industrial education is always perceived upon with some kind of social respect. And the moment you say I'm taking arts or humanities, there is a subconscious kind of judgment that goes on because, even in our Tibetan community, so what ends up happening is all of this systematically clips the wings of the youth. And then religion, for me, like our traditions, like the Bon tradition and Buddhism is not a religion for me. It's the highest form of science. It's the highest form of psychology. It's the highest form of, so I don't look at them as religion. It's the tzeric, it's science. That the typical religion system that. So, because when we were young, when we were just born and we were young kids, I did not know I am a Tibetan. I did not know I'm a boy. I did not know I'm a Buddhist or a Pumpu or, I did not know. I was told that you are this. I was told you cannot do this. I was told, not just me, like everybody, as we grow older, we are told that you cannot marry this person, or you have to marry this, you have to study this. And so there's so much of fear and insecurity involved in our human society, which ends up again clipping the wings of the youth. So, it's a very philosophical title, right? And, media, corporate culture, all of this has has kind of created this huge emotional and psychological disparity amongst the young people of the world. So by the time a kid is 14 and 14, 15, 16, they become just like the system, because their clips, the wings are clipped, and they've been so systematically indoctrinated that their wings are clipped. So it becomes a vicious cycle. And art is something that I have found utter liberation in. It is art that has made me the compassionate human being that I am today. It is art that has made me empathetic. It is the ability of art and the depth of art that has made.
Maybe I just wanted to just say, what I'm trying to understand you. It's basically the title of Broken Wings is, like a younger generation when they're growing up, the society, the religion, the politic, it's kind of having certain expectation in their life, not necessarily letting them freely pursue what they wanted to do. That's what you're trying to say, right? So I think in my own experience, I do have a 16 years old boy. So I wanted to make sure that I don't cut the wings of my 16 years old boy. But on the other hand, I also wanted to make sure that he do studies, he do finish his college, he do pursue. So there is some kind of balance between, the rules of society or ethics of religion, whatever. But it's not like, when the teenage is a teenage, they're even the neurologically their brain is not fully grown, so they do need guidance and protection, but you also need to see what they're really interested in, supporting what they wanted to pursue. So I mean, I heard you many different times about this topic in your conversations in the past, but I don't hear it so much. Maybe I did not hear it. Maybe you might have spoken about it. The balance. There's also the other side, the value of the religion or belief, or some value of in the culture that guides younger generation in a certain direction. Because in the modern society, not only younger generation, but everybody's wings are broken. It feels like around nowadays,
Absolutely, absolutely.
Maybe just maybe a comment. Maybe if you want to say anything afterward, you can do. Maybe Chamal can move on with please second the next question. Yeah.
No, I actually, whatever Rinpoche just said, I agree with you. I am all for education. See, I think the bottom line is, what I'm trying to say is, there is a huge difference between being schooled and being educated. Most of us get schooled; we don't get educated. You know, educated is to me, educated is not a designation that I can make. For me, I think the education, emotional intelligence, social intelligence, empathy, which is one of the rarest, quality as we look around today. But at the same time, of course, I believe in a balanced life.
Okay, so I think Shempela having some electricity issues in Sikkim. I know it's quite a bit of raining there, so he might come in and out. Yeah, you're back.
So sorry. I'm so sorry,
Yeah,
La.
maybe let's go with the second. I think Tama has quite a bit of question for you, so we will wanted to
Let's.
cover. Yeah.
That's Shambhala, very well said. Okay, moving to the next question. Apart from the tragic love story in the movie, in the film, there is, the movie also put forward the issue of Gurkhaland demanded by the people of Darjeeling since 1907 to have separate states. Also, through this movie, I think you want to clarify many misunderstanding of the northeastern people to the rest of the India. So, can you please shed some light on his movement and struggles?
Yes. Firstly, I want to make sure that I clarify that this film is about the Gorkhaland agitation. It is actually a very loose Shakespearean adaptation of Romeo and Juliet. So I have actually not done anything new or fantastic. I've just made a film. This story has been told many times all over the world. In fact, there are only 7 or 8 human stories. We just have different surroundings, different circumstances, different settings, different backgrounds, different environment. So firstly, that the only difference is that this story was never told by me, and this story was never told from our region. And as a human being, I care a lot about the world, but I'm a small person. I cannot do much, for the whole world. So I start with my two, karmic and dharmic connection. One is Tibet and one is Darjeeling. Darjeeling is my birthplace. That's where I was born, and I was raised, and I learned a lot of things growing up there. And then there is something very special about Darjeeling, the hills. There was a reason why the British chose Darjeeling to be its summer capital, and it was actually one of the most sought after places in India during the British Raj. The people of Darjeeling had never been, they've never been represented in in this scale. And I always tell the people of Darjeeling and young people also, we cannot keep complaining. We have to make sure that we represent ourselves with intelligence, with dignity, with class, with knowledge, with education, and with confidence. So this is, and amidst the regressive politics that's been going on for decades, I'm actually just trying to be the wind beneath all the broken wings, all the young people, so that they can fly. So I'm trying to create this inspiration, because one thing I know, and I have researched for many, I know a lot of famous people, but I have seen the talent that is there in Darjeeling, but they've never been able to funnel or channel that talent to a higher level. And there was many socio-cultural, socio-political reasons to that. So I have just been trying to debunk a lot of that, and then trying to kind of create new perspectives for the young people, and to instill some sort of encouragement and inspiration, because there are so many people who are more talented. People always say, "Oh, Shenpenn is multi-talented and all." I'm actually not. And I'm not even trying to be humble. I've just worked very hard. I know friends. I know people younger than me here who are immensely talented. If they could compose something or play some instrument, and it took them one day, it would take me 1 month to learn that. But the only difference is I am very disciplined. I have spent many, many, many years alone. I've spent many years being humiliated, or underestimated, or whatever. But I made sure that I did my karma yoga. My own job, my own development, and to learn. And the other thing is, India has been emerging, or presenting itself in the recent times. The Northeast states. There are 8 states in India, Northeast, and most of them are bordering the Himalayas, right? And out of these 8 states, amongst these 8 states, the population is about 45, 46 million people. So that's more than Scandinavia and Canada. That's a huge potential. And so I wanted to make sure that in my own ways, I educate instead of complaining, and instead of being bitter. I educate the rest of India that there is a part of India that does not look like a conventional India, but they are Indians. And I'm also trying to tell the Northeastern youth that you are Indian. The Indian film industry is also your industry. You also have equal right to go and participate and contribute. But of course, that takes a lot of discipline, hard work, perseverance. So this is my, cultural and artistic and creative intervention in Darjeeling, and this is also my way of intelligent representation. So Tibet and Darjeeling, they're both very, very close to my heart and very important to me. So I've always spoken for Tibet and human rights for Tibet also, and I always try to uplift the spirit of Darjeeling. And unfortunately, both my connection, both of these important places that makes me who I am, Darjeeling and Tibet, they're both suffering for so long. And I have started feeling like it is my karma, and it is also my moral and social responsibility to be the voice for the voiceless and to speak up. And especially with the influx of social media and streaming platforms like Netflix and Amazon and Disney Hotstar, they're in India, amongst these three big companies, there is multi-million-dollar investments happening in the cinema world in India. So my approach is, I'm telling the Northeastern talents, like, why are we not participating? Why are we not going to get our share and telling our stories? My aim and my goal is to create a cinema from this part of the world that is like international level, and that has like that Korean kind of treatment and Japanese kind of treatment. And, so eventually, so that is the reason. Sorry, I gave a long answer, but
That's the fourth question, it's quite interesting. It is always better to go beyond one's identity to achieve a bigger goal and to gain access to a large number of audience. However, there is always a danger in getting disconnected from one's own true identity and culture. I've seen in some of your interviews in which you have expressed the benefits of involving oneself into other cultures and identity. So my question to you is that what identity you yourself prefer the most, and how your profession can contribute in making awareness of Tibet and its struggle to the whole world.
I've always known this as a child, but I never knew how to articulate it because I had confusions as I was growing up, because I needed my own maturity, growth, and experiences and all that. But today, where I am in life, I identify myself firstly as a human being, and I take the teachings of our religion very seriously. We say all sentient beings. In Tibetan, we say Doa Misim Jetamje. So I take that very seriously. Before I am a Tibetan, before I am a Pompo, before I am from Darjeeling, before I am any of that, I'm a human being, and my responsibility as a human being for humanity and for the world, is paramount. And I've come to build this kind of strength and this utter sense of passion and conviction with the help of our religions and our teachings, because it has kind of supported me and helped me understand a lot. I've studied, and I'm still studying. I'm still learning, and I always say I'm a student for life. I study religion extensively. I study, politics. I study philosophy. I'm very much into anthropology. I'm very much into clinical psychology. So once I have a deeper understanding of my own existence and my life, and the way my my own cognitive ability, my own emotional ability, my own psychological ability, I always have this clarity, and I feel so grateful that I have this kind of clarity. And I think that is why I don't have any sort of insecurity. I don't look for emotional shelters. If I go to New York, I don't necessarily have to go look for Tibetan people. If I'm in Mumbai, I don't look for the Nepali people or Tibetan people. because I look at everybody as the same. And that's probably why I have friends from all walks of life and all races, and I'm equal with everyone. But as a Tibetan, that is my moral and karmic responsibility to speak for Tibet and to do whatever I can. And similarly with with Darjeeling, also it is my moral and social responsibility. But I care about everyone the same way. I genuinely do.
Lazo Shambhala, very well said. My next question to you is, from your understanding and experience, what is more important in life, pursuing your dream or following the path your parents or society shows? There's always pros and cons in this topic. For example, there are many great lamas who hold long lineage, and their successors have always followed the ethics and heritage preserved from generation to generation. Yet some are happy and successful, on the other hand, some are not, and have gone against system. But somehow they achieve what they want in life. Society and parents plays a vital role in shaping the career of the children. So don't you think parents must see the fact that how talented and how skillful their child is, rather than pressuring their child to do something they are not interested to do? So the question is, what is more important in life, pursuing your dream or following the path your parents chose?
I think personally, I think the most important thing in our human life is to become the best version of ourselves first, and in order to be the best versions of ourselves, we have to learn the best qualities from everyone around us, from our parents, from people who despise us, resent us, people who hate us. But I think, firstly, I think there is a beautiful quote by Aristotle, and I think it also comes from our traditions and our philosophies, ancient philosophies of the Bon tradition and Tibetan Buddhism also. Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom, and I think if we create a system where we can kind of hone ourselves in such a way, and where everything around us facilitates an environment that can actually support in honing the best version of yourselves, then I think that would make a beautiful difference in the world. So I identify myself as a human being first, and I think your question, should you follow your dream or your parents? I have not abandoned my parents', for example, lineage or culture. I am a very proud Tibetan, and I'm a very proud Pampo, but I am a very unconventional human being, because I'm somebody that has made a lot of mistakes in my life. I have fallen many times. I have failed many times, but I constantly just work on myself, and my understanding of Dzogchen, for example, and my understanding of Rinpoche La can translate that better for me. But my understanding of Dzogchen and my understanding of Jukpa Semke, not just Mempa Semke, is a little different. So I actually do follow the tradition. It is just that people constantly look at everything from a very traditional, standardized lens. So if they look at me with the same lens they've been looking at the world throughout history, then they're going to see I'm different, and I'm abnormal, or I'm weird, or I'm anti-establishment, or I'm actually very spiritual. I just don't, and I realize that this is my own way of contributing to the world, and
maybe just a reflection, just hearing. First of all, thank you for Jhama. Great questions, and I think great answer. Exciting conversation. Thank you for both. Just in my life, I can sometimes see that okay, you don't want ego to not stop eagle to fly and just you want the eagle to walk on the ground all the time. That will be a breaking wings again, or if you wanted to expect mouse to fly like an eagle, that will be also a big punishment for the mouse, because the natural law is that the eagle flies, the mouse goes under the ground. So as a human being, we throughout history, through our culture, we evolve things all the time through different transition, through cultural, economic, religion, crisis. We evolve things, and so somehow the balance between like this question of identity, the balance between following something, there is either is a tradition, wisdom, law, parents, friends, or just doing whatever comes in our mind, like so. I mean, I guess the question here is a little bit more the outer guidance, or how important it is to in order to pursue your own inner creativity, to find yourself, who you are, how much that can be supported by externally, how much the external support can help or interfere, because in some cases people do feel that external situation, as you are saying, schooling, can interfere their growth, but some other people also find that schooling does help them to find themselves. So I mean, I guess this is just my, you don't have to answer anything, just my thought, just wanted to share. I don't know if Champagne's still here. Yeah.
Yes. Laula, Rinpoche, I concur with you. I agree. But what I'm trying to say is, we human beings, we are the most complex creatures. And, according to, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but according to our culture, our tradition, and our religion, the six realms, the God realm, the demigod realm, the human realm, the animal realm, the hell realm, the hungry ghost realm, all of these realms, we are kind of in the center, the human realm, and from my observation and my own critical thinking, the rest of the realms are very true to its nature. The hell realm does not pretend to be a heaven. The animal realm, they're all so true to its own nature. But I find the human realm the most destructive, the most selfish, the most hateful. But at the same time, on the flip side, it is the only human realm that can attain enlightenment in one lifetime. Because the human beings have the ability. After the fire is gone, the animals, they don't know how to rebuild their habitat. Human beings, if we have a tsunami or we have an earthquake or we have anything, we lose everything, but we have the ability to rebuild and help. And that comes from one of the beautiful emotion called hope. We human beings have something called hope. And so for me, to have this kind of deeper understanding, and our ability to be analytical, to be rational, to be kind, and to be wrathful, all of this is in our teachings.
Let's try to brief up a little bit. We have not much time. We really want to talk about the film, and a very exciting topic. That's why we're here. So when you're going to show it, where you're showing it, where people can watch, can you watch it in Netflix? And maybe Jhama, I think Jhama has another question for you. So please go ahead.
Okay, moving to the next question. So, Shenpenn, you have recently acted in a Bollywood movie called Shut Islam Alone with many other Bollywood actors. I watched that movie and I personally loved the movie and loved the message it conveys about women empowerment. So we just wanted to know, are you planning to appear more in Bollywood movie as an actor? And besides a movie director and a writer, music composer, you're also an acclaimed Tibetan activist, a social worker, motivational speaker. How do you manage all of these things together? And are there any other things that you do that I forgot to mention here? Let's go. That's it.
I think I am able to do all that because I'm passionate, and I'm very disciplined. Like when people look at my social media, they only see a certain thing, but my daily routine, on average, people who know me and who work with me and who are my close friends and close colleagues, everybody knows I'm probably one of the most passionate, driven person anyone will ever meet, and I work on average, I work about 18 hours a day. I sleep on average 4 hours. I meditate every day. But yeah, I do plan to act, but I am becoming, I'm at a stage in my life where, I don't want to do things just for the sake of doing. I don't want to do things just to make money. I don't want to do things just to become famous. It has to mean something. Like, for example, I was offered a couple of roles in some very big production from Bollywood, but I actually turned it down, and I didn't turn it down out of arrogance or anything. Just I just don't want to do, because I'm not an entertainer. I'm not here to entertain people. I'm an artist. I spent so many years just writing. Like, many people don't know, but people who are very close to me, around 25 years, I've spent just writing and learning and writing and learning. And now I have enough work to last me for 15 years, next 15 years. So I will act, but I will act in films and in roles that I see fit. I am not hungry to act. I will be directing a lot. I have 3 films back to back right now, right after this. So yeah, and Rinpoche question, my film Broken Wings is releasing in theaters in India on the 29th of April, Friday. And that's my dearest, my youngest aunt. I haven't seen her in a long time. It's so nice to see you, Auntie.
Nice to see you as well. I wish you all the best. Congratulations. Yeah.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you so much. Thank you. So the movie is releasing all over India and Nepal in April, end of April, and May, June.
It seems like some interruption here. Yeah, Jhama, maybe you wanted to tell the dates once again so people can know where it's going to release.
Let's Rinpoche. The movie is gonna release on 29th of April, Friday. Yes, 29th of April.
Yeah, so please, Shenpenn, go ahead. And so it's 29th of April. Where are the places people can see? Will it be in the Netflix and other platforms? The
29th of April, it will release in India.
And where in Kawal, what are the theaters?
In movie theaters, basically it's going to show in Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, Calcutta, Dehradun, Assam, Sikkim, Darjeeling, Siliguri. So in most of the theaters, in like, for example, Inox. In India, there is a theater chain called Inox. So it'll be playing in Inox. And then if the first week goes well, there will be more theaters added. And then in May and June, there's 92 theaters in Nepal it's releasing. And then we are planning to do I cannot do a tour with the film because I have another project, so I don't have time. But after that, the film is, we're talking to Netflix and Amazon and Disney right now. So with whoever our deal works out, it'll eventually, but it will come on a streaming platform by fall, so people can see it all over the world.
Wonderful. Wow, that's exciting. So many theaters, Jhama will get to see in Delhi or in Solon.
Oh, she's in Delhi.
No, she's in the near Solon. Yeah, so yeah.
Oh, really?
Definitely, I will go.
Oh, that's so sweet. Well, for some reason, I thought you were in Europe somewhere. I don't know why I thought you were in Europe.
She's finishing her college this year, so.
Oh, that's so.
So,
I'm so sorry about my internet here.
Oh, that's okay.
Okay, so as you know, Shenpenn, you are a great inspiration to many young Tibetans. So is there anything you want to say to them, especially to those who want to follow their dream into cinematography field? Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm not a preacher, so I cannot. But all I can tell, as a word of encouragement to the younger people, if I can do it, anybody can do it. I've always been a big underdog. Um, Everybody knows that nobody anticipated. I was kicked out of school. I was very rebellious when I was young. I always spoke up against things that didn't make sense to me. And today, it's been an incredible journey. It's been an incredible journey, because I get invited to universities to talk, and I meet so many scholars, and I've been writing a book for the last three and a half years, and it's probably going to take another 3-4 years till I complete it. I'm always learning. I speak 6 languages, and I'm trying to learn more, and I'm writing poetry in 4 languages. So if I can do it, anybody can do it. So to my younger brothers and sisters, not just Tibetan, anybody that is watching, please, spend time learning about yourself, know yourself, and then experiment, explore, live your life. Be good to yourself, be kind, be loving to yourself. I'm somebody who's fought depression. I've fought suicidal tendencies. I've fought humiliation. I've fought everything in life, and I never, I never quit. I never gave up on myself. So today I'm at a stage in my life where I have such deep, profound understanding of my human life and my purpose. So I'm utterly grateful for this life and for everyone in my life, including Rinpoche, because I've spent time with Rinpoche. Every time we are in the same city, kind enough to have a meal with him. And from my father, and from everyone I have learned from our cultures. So I think that's it. Just keep learning, and one practical thing: the more languages you speak, the more languages you learn, the more the elasticity of your brain becomes a lot more practical and effective. So cognitively too, it is very beneficial, and so you become very sharp and witty, and so don't give up on yourself. The world needs you all, and the youth, the young people are the future of the world. So I just want to make sure that I do whatever I can before I die to contribute to a better tomorrow. And I think the true meaning of a leader, because I look at Rinpoche also, he's also a leader. Everybody who is in a position of influence is a leader. But for me, the meaning of leader, a true leader is not someone who creates just followers, right? A true leader is somebody who makes everyone a leader, who makes you a leader. So I just want to make sure that everyone is empowered, everyone is inspired, and everyone can believe in themselves. This insecurity, this fear, a lot of these fear and insecurities is indoctrinated systematically. So there's so much of unlearning and deconstructing that is needed. So don't give up on yourselves. Keep learning, read a lot, especially our Tibetan youth. Tibetans don't like to read, but I urge you to read, and also learn about your own culture, your own history. We have an amazing wealth of wisdom in our culture. So not just be ritualistic, but focus on the Semkam Rigpa and Sema Rigpa and all of that too, and psychology and literature and everything. So I don't know. I'm not in a stage to give advice, but that's what I do myself. No.
Last Shenpenn, extremely happy to hear your experience, and thank you very, very much for your time and priceless remark on the field of cinematography field in today's Zoom live session.
Thank you, La.
Yes, sir. And now I will request Rinpoche to have a final words and conclude this session.
So basically, I wanted to thank Shenpenn and congratulate you. I really wish you the best, and I'm looking forward to see the film also. Tsering, and we've been talking yesterday about, we are proud of you.
Thank you, Les.
And thank you, Jhama, for preparing all these wonderful questions. And I look forward again in the future, more conversations like that when your next movie will come out,
Lasala. Thank you all so much. Thank you. And thank you to all the viewers for being patient with my bad internet connection. So thank you all. Thank you.
Bye.